Hi, my name is Kenzie McKinnon. This is the first video I'm ever making. I posted originally a screen recording previously here because I was helping my friend out with, she was starting up a Notion page and someone left a comment on the video. I actually literally just posted there, so it'd be easier to share a 7-minute video with her. Someone left a comment saying you should kind of go through it with some audio. And so yeah, here it is. But to be fair, there's been a big difference probably since the last time I reviewed this Notion. I was looking at the video recently and I saw that, yeah, there's a lot of changes have been made. And so I'm just going to go through them. So for context, I'm going into my 5th year of my neuroscience degree. I'm at a university in the east coast of Canada. So that's kind of where my needs when using Notion kind of come from. So for example, I use, this is my school page. It's a little bit disorganized currently. For example, so these are the different classes I'm currently in computer programming, where I have, for most classes, so I'll have a syllabus kind of dedicated with like the syllabus page. Actually, I haven't added here yet. So I'll have grades, and I'll have those, and like this will be linked more to back over here in my my past semesters. I have my grades, and so this has been kind of nice. And I just kind of kept a template with some of those, and just kind of what the formulas I'd put in there that made things work from previous terms. Yeah, so I can see all my grades from previous term. Well, better breakdown than like an academic record, what have you, back in school. So as you can see, there's a bit of a master schedule here. This is because this is my dashboard page, and this is where I have everything in. I think I have everything checked off. So yeah, what I do is I have a lot of views for the stuff that I do, and that kind of gives me lots of different ways to configure, what do I have to do today, this week, what's done. And then, but for example, like you can see here, many tasks, and I have them kind of typed by their date, their name. And depending on the thing, I guess not for that one, but sometimes I'll do some of the work, maybe not for comp stuff. Okay, here's a good example. And so like I'll do some of the work for my these things, right, and kind of where they are. I use them for this is for a paper I wrote for a seminar I was in called Critical Thinking in Neuropathology. And yeah, it was just kind of some of the summary of it, I think. I also I use other apps like PDF Expert, where I will you can get like annotations. Yeah, so like where you highlight on page and stuff like that, you can get those exported as a markdown document, and Notion accepts markdown, so you can definitely do that there. Yeah, and it'll automatically translate kind of into the formatting in Notion. I also do a podcast. This is probably in the best page, but like we have we do work for our podcast I'm doing with through Dal there. But so let's go back to school for a second. And so, like as I was saying, the master schedule goes through here, and you can kind of want to see a calendar view of my school stuff. Yeah, well, let's go there. Yeah, well, so if you have it checked off here, marked off and complete, introduction, figure, as these kind of go, I did actually them too. And so, yeah, as I click them off, I have a filter on where is complete, and you want to have that. And so what you want to do is, if you want to have something being able to be checked off your calendar, you just make it sure that the filter that's showing you your uncompleted tasks, it's only showing things that aren't checked. And so that kind of gives you that ability. And so yeah, that ability to have things filtered by like the not unchecked, I mean, that's going to show you everything you have not done yet. And then you just give yourself another view where it's all your tasks. And so if you ever need to go back and you check something off by accident. And so, yeah, I have an all-purpose notebook that I do where I believe this is the only because I'm in school right now, and so I have everything filtered by school. So like within, this is the main page for this notebook that I do all my stuff in. So like, I guess that's a little bit of a crappy one, but just like, for example, I would just, if I was doing stuff for my microbiology class, at the tags for school, and then I just go over when I'm over in school. I just make sure that for the page for my all-purpose notebook that it's filtering by school itself. So I'm only seeing stuff relevant to school when I'm in my school page, and that's what I want. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of tracking some of the stuff that I've trying to be involved with for med school. Keep a wiki page for a bunch of stuff that I just in classes and stuff like that, things, random pages that I find useful. Yeah, and so I used, if I'm not in a class, like all my past classes like are over there, and that kind of, actually, yeah, so I'll show you the link there. So and past semesters, backlink, wait, school dashboard, I'm tripping out here. Okay, my bad. So over in my integrating center is where I keep within archives past semesters. That's the actual native page for past semesters. So my archives. So a bunch of stuff there. Let me see. And so here is an example of like my my media clipper that I use, and I have it sorted by YouTube videos. But yeah, back to the main page. And so kind of reading, integrating that. Yeah, I've showed you that stuff. So that's where my master schedule stays. So, like some of these pages I don't really use, but nice one that I use is for currently in also programming and stuff like that. And so figuring out whether it be, just seeing a good tutorial for something that I don't have the time of the day at the time to kind of deal with, whether it be like say for Python or, whatever that be. I'll kind of put things like that over here. Just, yeah. And so that's beep boop. That's all. Yeah, all computer stuff, all computer science related. And I think this is one of my favorite pages I have is my reading list, because I have built this out to where it functions very much like, say, Instapaper or Pocket, if you will. Not if you will, but you know what I mean. So like Pocket and stuff like that. And so where like it'll automatically kind of get, because Notion will automatically convert things into text. I realize these are very political, my bad. But, this is a little more up the stream. But, yeah, and so I'll have neuroscience, medicine. I can add those tags to that. And so my red is still from the same reading list table, but it's all linked database. And so these are previous ones that I've read that are now over here. And yeah, so that's kind of there. And I also have some things for like research articles. If I can like clip like a whole research article, sometimes I will. Yeah, this is a really good book. You can also do a little bit of that. Just like reading in general. I mostly use it for web article clipping, because you can just use the web clipper. It's on Safari or Chrome or I think it's also Firefox. So I think most of the main browsers now have the Notion web clipper, and so it functions very much like the clipper for Instapaper or Pocket. It's a little less accurate sometimes, but I think for the most part it's pretty good, and it's also really good for just like clipping stuff in general. And most of my clipping I tend to usually send here, which is my inbox, and I just like any number of things that I see. It could be anything in between. Yeah, so most of my clippings go to kind of anywhere in between over here. Anything I see that I might like want to check out later, I'll tend to send over here. Could be for any number of things. I usually send inbox first, just because, when you're like on the internet, surfing the web, you don't really want to be thinking about, oh God, what's the specific place I want to put this? And so I tend to usually send things to my inbox first, and then I kind of work from there. I guess the last page is, just my general wiki there. So yeah, those are those main things. But I think that's the main things I wanted to kind of show off in this video, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm debating whether or not what else I'm thinking about posting. I'm not sure if I'm going to do too much Notion content. There's a couple things that I've done in my degree that I feel relatively passionate about talking about with regards to a little more on the political side of things. Being honest, just kind of addressing like kind of misinformation and kind of topics, and kind of whether it be pop neuroscience, pop psychology, and things like that. But I may do some more stuff on Notion if anyone ever wants to see anything with regards to anything more in depth with one of my pages or how I set things up. Yeah, I'd be totally down to that as well. But yeah, not sure where I'm going to go with this yet, but we'll figure it out.